I don't really know if there's words that would be able to describe the dynamic duo that is Brian and Lindsay here. My journey with these two actually began at Monroe Community College. So that's where I met Brian for the first time. Me and Brian didn't become friends in the most conventional way. It's actually the first time I met him, I had recently hurt my back, so I had a cane. And as soon as I left the office, he actually tried to tell my girlfriend to leave me because she shouldn't be with a cripple the rest of her life. And honestly, over time, Brian became one of my best friends for many reasons. You know, he's the kind of friend I could have a good time with. We could have, deep conversations about politics and arguments about intelligent things. And he's also the kind of friend who's just always been there for me whenever I've needed him. One of the best friends I ever had, and one of the best friends I do have. Brian is also a unique character. I was trying to find the best way to put it in here that would be politically correct way, and I have down here, he is a character with unique charm and a snarky sense of humor. Always knew he would have to find a woman that was going to be very special for multiple reasons. A, because she'd have to be able to hold his attention and, tie him down. But B, she'd have to be willing to put up with that, unique charm I was just referring to. I didn't really know if he was going to find it. It would be something like maybe like a needle in a haystack or a unicorn. I didn't know if it would exist. But then one day he started talking to this young woman over here. And I knew Lindsay because we all went to school together, so I briefly encountered her. I didn't really know her as well as I do now, but I knew that she was, a smart, driven, goal-oriented young girl, good personality, fun. And my first thing in my mind was like, what is she doing talking to Brian right now? How did he pull this one off? That sly devil. It didn't really take me long to realize that they actually did make a ton of sense and that they were really good for each other. She was perfect for him in a lot of ways, and he was perfect for her. And I really watched them grow together. And it also became very clear to me quickly why he chose Lindsay. All those things I said about Brian earlier, about being fun, intelligent, fun to talk to, always there for me, could also be said about her. She was always there for me as well. It was awesome, to have two of my best friends together. He called me a week before New Year's Eve, and the call kind of went something like this. It was like, hey, John, you got plans next weekend? And I was like, well, it's New Year's Eve, so I might have a couple things to do, but what's going on? And he was like, well, it turns out I'm getting married. So you got to come help me plan a proposal today, and we're doing it next weekend. And yeah, of course she said yes. She threw caution to the wind. And I can't think of a better example of a good couple. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of good examples of good couples in my family, so I honestly think that they were probably one of the first times I saw what a strong couple could be. They helped me show me that, you can find somebody out there who's perfect for you. For the better part of a decade here, I've watched them grow and I've watched their story unfold. It's been awesome. It's been better than any romantic comedy or TV show ever could be because it stars my two best friends. I'm happy to be here for the closing of this chapter, and I can't wait for the next season. I'll be sitting in the front row watching. Love you guys. Congratulations.
I, Brian, take you, Lindsay,
I, Lindsay, take you, Brian,
to be my wife,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poor,
sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
until we are parted by death.
until we are parted by death.
This is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
Lindsay, will you have Brian to be your husband, to live together in marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Brian, will you have Lindsay to be your wife, to live together in marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Dear friends, I am happy indeed and filled with great joy to present to you at this time Brian and Lindsay LaForest for the now united as husband and wife.
belongs to a family of tribal Senecas. He's Seneca, he's both by his mother's daughter. And it's just that I'm very proud of him. He does so much. And Lindsay is the one who wears a cape. And what she would do is she would open this cape or blanket so Brian could walk in. We are all witnessing this. And in the villages, things to do is everyone was a witness to make a promise and a commitment that we take care of them. And in their commitment, that they take care of the villages. And that's what we all must be. When Brian and Lindsay are in trouble, feeling sad, when they need friends the most, we should all be there. So we know that our minds are one as their heart becomes one.
It is often said that it is love that makes the world go round. However, without doubt, it is friendship which keeps our spinning existence on an even keel. True friendship provides so many of the essentials for a happy life. It is the foundation on which to build an enduring relationship. It is the mortar which bonds us together in harmony. And it is the insulation that provides the calm, warm protection we sometimes need when the world outside seems cold and chaotic. True friendship holds a mirror to our foibles and failings without destroying our sense of worthiness. True friendship nurtures our hopes, supports us in our disappointments, and encourages us to grow to our best potential. Lindsay and Brian came together as friends. Today they pledge to each other not only their love, but also the foundational strength, insulating warmth, and most importantly, the fun of true friendship.
I met Lindsay and Brian studying abroad in London together, and I distinctly remember looking them up on Facebook ahead of time and genuinely being annoyed that there was a couple coming. Never met a couple that I wanted to hang out with, and I really didn't think this random couple from New York would be any exception. But I quickly discovered I was wrong, something that rarely happens. Brian and Lindsay were the perfect match for each other. They always had such a mature and secure relationship that their presence never killed the vibe. It enhanced the vibe. All of us in London had Lindsay and Brian to look up to as the designated parents, many of us affectionately calling them mom and dad. I'm forever grateful that we all chose London that semester and that we've remained such good friends since. Lindsay and Brian never gave up their roles as mom and dad and continue to help parent me and teach me more about life than almost anyone I know. Personally, I've looked up to Lindsay as a role model ever since we met. If you know Lindsay, you know she's truly one of the strongest, smartest, kindest people around, and honestly we'll all be working for Lindsay one day. And Brian is really lucky he found Lindsay. Just kidding. I really am so happy that someone as great as Lindsay found someone as great as Brian, who loves and cares for her unconditionally. I'm so happy you finally decided to make it official, and I know the best is yet to come for you both. I love you guys. I'm so happy I get to celebrate. I think we should all do this again next year. Brian, I give you this ring as a sign of my vow, and with all that I am and all that I have, I honor you.
Lindsay, I give you these rings, a sign of my vow, and with all that I am and all that I have, I honor you.